Okay, so I said last week that I would address what happened at Clash on Coruscant 2 weeks ago, and tonight, I've been given the opportunity to do that. I am not ashamed to admit it. Thanos kept getting in my way, I chose to fight back, and I paid the price. For one night, he was the better man, but that was all it took. He put me through the top of the cage, he beat me within an inch of my own life, but he made one mistake. He left me breathing. You know, for some reason, I have this feeling in the back of my mind that maybe at some point down the road, he and I will see each other again. But that's not a today problem. See, he said that I let my own issues, my own hatred, cloud my vision and get in the way of what I should have been doing while I was champion. Standing up and defending the belt against anyone, no matter who it is, anytime, any place, under any circumstances. That is my vision. That is where I want to be. I want to be on top. I need to have championship gold around my waist again. And in my eyes, I see a few ways to get that done. There's an easy way, and there's... screw it. You guys know I like a challenge. I picked the hard way. I officially declare for Power Up. I'll be back in this ring when I'm cleared in a few weeks, and I cannot wait to bring that briefcase home for some sweet redemption.
The air, gold bells shining, they all dare. Tougher, fists held high. Warriors fight till the night says die. FWE, where battles divine. Every broken bone, all by design. Chained to the thrill, they let it be. This ain't a game, it's FWE. FWE, where battles define. Every broken bone, all by design. Chained to the thrill, they let it be. This ain't a game, it's FWE.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the Fantasy Dome for tonight's episode of FWE as we draw ever closer to the upcoming PLE at Power Up. Seth Cole alongside of Jack Mitchell. Jack, obviously, as we heard, you're declaring for Power Up. We're going to have some more qualifying matchups here tonight. Already 2 women, 2 men have advanced. It's starting to really heat up here in the Fantasy Dome.
It really is. We're getting closer and closer, and I can think of no better way to get myself back in the ring. But before we get to those qualifiers, we got a little bit of tag team action tonight.
Our tag team division has gotten rather stacked here in the last couple of weeks as Anthony McCrory on your left, Cole Eastwood there, sending your screen. The Rockers get ready to take on the Thrill Seekers in tag team action. Now, we already know that Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi are the #1 contenders for the tag team titles, but a victory here tonight for either of these teams could put them next in line.
Very well could. It could be some future ammunition. And you have a title rematch, a title match in the future.
Dylan Young, multi-time Tri-Wizard champion. Kyle Matthews still looking for his first title here in FWE. We're just starting to kind of see the Thrill Seekers get their traction here. They both were kind of, in a way, focused on a singles competition during the early days of FWE, but now have come together, and we've seen some pretty good chemistry out of both of these teams, so it may end up being who has the best chemistry of the two, and right now it might be a right down the middle in terms of that call.
It very well could be. I mean, I've had my personal history with Dylan Young as well, but it feels like he's moved on, so I suppose maybe we'll say it's water under the bridge for the time being, but we'll see how things play out here in this tag team matchup.
It's incredible how time has flown 1 year ago, very first episode of FWE aired here on YouTube. Can you believe we've gotten to this point? Multiple PLEs, championships have changed hands multiple times. It's been a crazy ride.
It absolutely has. Honestly, I kind of forgot about that. Today's our 1 year anniversary, so it's crazy how long it's been going on for, but we appreciate all the support and hopefully looking forward to plenty more PLEs, plenty more exciting action for you here.
Absolutely, as Kyle Matthews, Anthony McCurry squaring off here, trading body shots there, both kind of focusing on the midsection area. Shot to the kidneys there by Kyle Matthews. We've talked about how Kyle, he's not exactly tall in stature, but man, he has deceptive strength. You saw right there that scoop slam on the obviously taller Anthony McCurry.
And that was very much impressive from Kyle Matthews, and obviously I talk about it all the time. Doesn't matter the height. If you're able to think faster, move faster than your opponent, you can get the victory. Look out here, double axe handle from the top rope to the outside.
Follows it up with a splash there on the floor. Referee Ernest Wright beginning the count here. Pinfall submission has to take place inside the ring. Count-out disqualifications do count here as running power slam there by Kyle Matthews. Again, just with ease there on Anthony, but using up more than half of this count finally puts Anthony back in between the ropes.
It's going to take a little bit of extra time for himself. Just get that quick breather. That's going to be time for Cole Eastwood to get tagged in. Oh, big kick.
Nice flatliner there by Cole Eastwood, takes Matthews down, and Eastwood starting to feel it. Of course, Anthony McCurry, Cole Eastwood, very interesting history for them. Originally, we saw them join forces with Michael Norman and Matt McIntyre as members of the family. Of course, we know how that all ended, the two of them breaking away, one by choice, the other kind of forced out, forming this team known as the Rockers. And we saw them when they were part of the family. They had that tag team chemistry. It's carried right over here into this kind of new persona for the duo.
It absolutely has, and I mean, I'm really curious to see what this brings for these two. Now that they're kind of fighting for themselves, if that makes any sense. They're not really under the command of Michael Norman and the family. They've kind of gotten the opportunity to, the freedom, if you will, to make their own decisions, and it'll be very interesting to see what direction they go, as there's a big kick from Anthony.
Not only dropped Kyle off the apron, but crashed hard down to the floor, and oh, here we go. I don't know if I should say it because I might have to pace myself tonight. We may see this a couple of times this evening, who knows? The two taller individuals of the respective tag teams, with Anthony laying in the chops there to Dylan, but Kyle takes advantage of that momentary distraction. Clothesline in the corner, cover here on Anthony. Powers out at 2.
Strong kick out, still plenty of life in Anthony. And Kyle has him up. Ooh!
Dominator hits, cover out in on McCurry, and Eastwood, feeling that might have been it, breaks it up.
Young also getting involved in this one now.
Uh-oh. Kyle might be setting up for that package pile driver. Hits it! Eastwood's been disposed of. Covered by Matthews on McCurry. Is this going to be enough? And it is.
Impressive win there for the Thrill Seekers.
Rather quick victory there for the Thrill Seekers here tonight. The Rockers, former tag team champions. The Thrill Seekers have never held the tag team titles. Could this be one step closer towards achieving that goal?
I think it very well could be. We'll definitely have to keep an eye out for these two. But we've got another men's power-up qualifying match, and that's coming your way next, right here on FWE.
Thursday, March 19th is going to be a wild one at Power Up. We've determined a third of the field on both the men's and the women's side, and we're getting ready to find our way halfway in knowing each field by the end of the night. We get ready now for the men's qualifying matchup this evening.
Elimination match. Making his way to the ring from parts unknown, weighing in at 103 pounds, Eerie.
We saw Ernie the Keebler Elf win the Royal Rumble match to get the automatic title shot against yourself at Paramount. Can you imagine if he were able to qualify here tonight, go to Power Up, retrieve the briefcase, and be walking around backstage with that guaranteed title shot, that contract in the briefcase?
You know, I wouldn't say it would be the craziest thing we've ever seen. I feel like what Ernie's already done would qualify as probably the craziest thing we've ever seen. You have to remember, this guy was fired from FWE before the Royal Brawl PLE when he lost that ambulance match to Matt McIntyre. So Ernie's definitely had one of the more interesting career paths. Definitely a controversial one, to say the least.
Already, to your point, a storied career here in FWE could write a brand new chapter if he's able to qualify here. You heard our ring announcer Mike Rome announce, as it has been in all of our previous matchups, with the exception of the first women's matchup. That was a triple threat, but all other qualifying matchups for the men's and the women's side, both 6 individuals elimination style, which means 6 will start in the ring. Pinfall submission counts for an elimination. It is last man or woman standing. So for Ernie and the other 5 competitors here, they're going to have to go through the entire rest of the field. It's not 1 pinfall, 1 submission.
That's definitely going to be a good test of endurance, too, because the actual match itself, the ladder match itself, is certainly going to be a test of endurance.
From Louisville, Kentucky, weighing in at 219 pounds,
Robbie Gilbin, former Intercontinental Champion. As a matter of fact, we saw this past Saturday night on FWE Extra, Robbie Gilbin and Dylan Poteet joined forces in a 2-on-1 handicap match against Hades and were successful to that end. Robbie Gilbin and Dylan Poteet this Saturday night on Extra will go 1-on-1. Winner becomes the new #1 contender to face Hades for that Intercontinental Championship at the Power Up PLE.
Getting a very quick opportunity to earn that Intercontinental title back. He held it for quite a long time, too. I don't remember the exact time frame, but it was definitely quite a while.
and representing the corporation from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, weighing in at 126 pounds, Shaggy Rogers.
You know, I think most people forget that Shaggy Rogers is a former Tri-Wizard champion here in FWE. Ended up winning it from Dylan Young. Dylan then won it back, making him a 2-time champion. But I think a lot of people kind of overlook the fact that Shaggy has been a former champion here in FWE. If he could end up winning the Money in the Bank briefcase at Power Up, he could very well be a 2-time Tri-Wizard champion.
He very well could be, and I feel like that might be providing him a little bit of extra motivation going into this matchup as well, knowing that he was once a former champion and he wants to have a longer reign with that belt around his waist.
Only held the belt for a week, if I recall correctly, winning it at Fantasia and then lost it the following week on the following episode of FWE. If I recall correctly as well, when he won the title, it was in a ladder match. What is the Power Up matchup? A ladder match. So maybe that could play to Shaggy's strengths.
From Louisville, Kentucky, weighing in at 215 pounds, the mailman, Dylan Potter.
Well, this is interesting.
It really is. You talked about that one-on-one match that Dylan is going to have with Robbie for the Intercontinental title. These two are going to be in the same qualifier match.
So last Saturday, allies. Tonight, enemies. And this coming Saturday night, they'll be across the ring from each other. I mean, obviously, there's some mutual respect between the two of them as they've had a kind of conjoint effort in trying to take down Hades, but here tonight, you can't really let those alliances get in the way. Tonight, it's all business.
I was going to say, you have to be able to keep your focus in front of you.
From Springfield, Illinois, weighing in at 239 pounds, Homer Simpson.
You know, you look at the individuals we've had that have so far qualified. You've got Raphael from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, who really the spotlight has been on his other teammates, Leonardo and Donatello, holding the tag team titles. You go back to this past Saturday night when we saw Maui advance. We haven't really seen Maui kind of break out of his shell and do something significant here in FWE. I kind of feel like Homer Simpson falls into that same category. We've seen him a few times here in FWE, but nothing earth-shattering, nothing that makes us think that this guy is firmly in the title picture. If he qualifies tonight, wins that Powerful Briefcase, guess what? He's right in that title picture front and center.
He absolutely is. I mean, we talk about it all the time when we were at the Royal Brawl PLE, and it's basically the same exact thing here. You win that briefcase, suddenly you're in the back of every single champion's mind. It doesn't have to be just the Tri-Wizard Championship. It can be any title on the men's or women's side. It doesn't matter if it's a mid-card title. You can challenge for it.
Great point, and we've got 10 different titles here in FWE, 5 on the men's side, 5 on the women's side.
From out of this world,
Oh, boy.
weighing in at 343 pounds,
Certainly the memory gets cast back to Clash at Coruscant, that Hell in a Cell match between yourself and Thanos. Obviously, it seems like for the time being, the two of you have kind of drawn a line in the sand and have gone your own ways, but I mean, we already know you've declared for Power Up. I've actually been told that your qualifying matchup is going to be this coming Saturday night on Extra. I can only imagine what the scenario would be like, though, if Thanos qualifies tonight and you qualify on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to let it play out. That's all I'm going to say for the time being. I don't want to push anything beyond that proverbial line in the sand that you just mentioned, so
I think it's safe to say that you'd be okay with seeing 5 winners in this matchup. There might be one you're rooting against personally.
I mean, I will say this. I'm not exactly going to let go of being dropped through the top of a Hell in a Cell structure. But, you know, it's got to be, like, pretty easy to root against Thanos in this matchup, so
Now, the one thing I will say is we ended up having in a previous matchup another tall individual in Paul Bunyan. I thought maybe having that height advantage would actually play out in his favor. He was actually one of the first ones eliminated, so we'll have to see if Thanos is able to overcome the odds when you have that size and that strength. I know that obviously it's every man for himself, but you might end up seeing some people work together to eliminate the Titan.
yeah, I mean, you're an easy target when you're that much size, too. It's a lot easier to hit and connect on a lot of your attacks. You saw Dylan Pote go for him right away.
Once this matchup completes, we will know half of the field that will fight for the men's Power Briefcase. You see on the top right of your screen, Raphael from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Maui from the Islanders have already qualified into that matchup. One of these 6 men will be joining them.
Close on there by Homer, but now he got to deal with Shaggy. Now Shaggy's got to deal with Ernie.
Talk about the chaos of these multi-man matchups. You have to have your head on a swivel because normally when you have delivered offense to somebody, you turn around, there's somebody lying in wait to deliver offense to you.
Got to keep your head on a swivel. Got to stay focused all the time. Look at this exchange between Ernie and Thanos. The smallest
Ernie
competitor
wins
versus
it.
the largest, and the smallest came out on top.
found it interesting too. Robbie Gilvin was the first one to go under the ring to retrieve a weapon, that kendo stick. First person he targeted, the man he faces this Saturday night for the #1 contendership for the Intercontinental Championship, Dylan Pottier, the man he teamed up with this past Saturday night.
Cover in the middle of the ring. Ernie's head met that steel chair, but he'll kick out at 1.
His eyes were kind of rolled in the back of his head there as well. Might have kicked out on instinct here. Nice kick there by Shaggy. Takes Ernie down, and where is Shaggy going?
Maybe thought about climbing the top rope.
Big kick there from Robbie Gilvin to the back of the head of Homer Simpson. Again, all of this action on the outside. We can keep track of it, but it's not really going to mean much in terms of an elimination. The pinfall submission having to take place between the ropes.
Another big clothesline by Homer.
Shaggy holding his own in there, took down Pottier, then took Ernie out of the equation. Now Shaggy and Pottier going one-on-one here inside of the ring. Certainly, both of them would love to put the other away quickly, and I don't think the other 4 on the outside would mind that at all as well. Every elimination that's not you increases your chances of winning.
Absolutely. You're not going to see people rushing to break up pinfalls or submissions. Thanos just drops Robbie.
Oh gosh, did you see? Did you see? I think Pottier nearly sent Shaggy into the lights.
I think he did, yeah. Shaggy's completely out. Look out,
Pottier
he'll
to
be
the
setting up.
top, and a suspended moonsault. Cover is in. Could Shaggy be done already? No! Gets
No.
that left shoulder up the canvas.
Just like that. Robbie Gilvin is there. Oh, man. Homer and Thanos have been going at it for quite a while, especially on the outside, but
Two of the bigger individuals here in this matchup. Squaring up on the outside of the ring. Meanwhile, on the inside, Ernie with Shaggy, Pottier, and Robbie have found each other once again. Pottier, I think, has actually been lacerated there right above the left eye. Remember, Robbie's got those cowboy boots, and they've got those spurs. It might have caught Dylan in the face on one of those boots.
those kicks and those knees from Robbie have always been lethal. It's a big reason why he was able to hold on to the Intercontinental title for all this time. And Robbie's got a kendo stick, but there's a cover. Homer broke it up.
Why? Oh, I guess Homer wants the cover for himself on Shaggy, but I don't understand that strategy at all. We've seen that a couple of times here in these qualifying matchups, and I don't know if maybe it's just getting caught up in the moment. Sometimes you forget what the rules of the matchup are. In instinct, you see that cover, and you may be thinking that it is that one pinfall to a finish, and before you know it, before you can stop yourself, you've broken the pinfall up.
Could very well be the case. I would have put that past Homer of all people. He gets dropped with a big clothesline by Thanos.
Certified dough moment, maybe?
Flatliner there.
Shaggy gets scared of flying sandwiches. I'm amazed that he was willing to go one-on-one right there with Thanos.
I mean, Shaggy's been doing a pretty good job of this matchup. Doing a good job holding his own against just about every individual that he's gone up against so far.
Code red right there on Dylan Pottier. Irish whips Homer into the corner, but now backbreaker by Thanos. And now the big guys are going to go at it again here. Looking for a suspended vertical suplex. Look at the strength of Thanos. Homer, the blood rushing to whatever size brain he's got in that head.
All the blood, all the Duff beer rushing to his head, and the cover is in. Kicks out before one, though, so still plenty of life.
Getting pretty deep into this matchup, yet to see an elimination, though this has kind of been the running trend in the previous qualifying matchup. It seems like we get to a point where when there is an elimination, they happen in rather quick succession. They end up whittling the field down pretty quickly here.
So when it rains, it pours type of scenarios. Homer went for a springboard attack, but it didn't connect. And now Ernie's been sent into the middle of the ring.
You know that somewhere backstage, Raphael and Maui, they are watching this matchup, scouting out their future opponent.
Ernie was able to deliver, I think it was a code breaker of some sort to Thanos.
Glancing knee there by Robbie, and uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Gonna tune up the band. Poti might not want to turn around. Sweet chin music. Cover in by Gilvin on Poteet, and Robbie will eliminate Dylan. Could that be shades of later on this week?
I was going to say, as Robbie dives to the outside, that might be a little bit of a early gift for his future opponent in that #1 contenders match.
Certainly have to think that that's going to be weighing on the mind of Dylan Poteet as he and Gilvin will go against each other one-on-one. I think Poteet might have said something to Robbie on the way by there. Would have loved to have known what that was.
Me as well. I mean, Poteet, I got to be honest, I don't envy the guy exactly either, because he's had matches against Hades, against Thanos. I mean, I'm not necessarily afraid of taking on the big guys, but those are a lot of big guys that you've had to fight so early on in your FWE career.
The only thing that I can think of, obviously, it's heartbreak for Poteet. Oh, nice corner 619 there by Shaggy on Thanos. But, I mean, obviously, Poteet would love to have qualified for the power-up PLE, but with getting eliminated this early on in the matchup, depending on how long Robbie goes, maybe even he runs the entire gauntlet here. I mean, we're only talking about, what, 72 hours from now that we'll be having that matchup between him and Robbie. He would, more than likely, in terms of being the freshest man, he would have that advantage.
At the very least, he does get to rest himself up a little bit. And that's something that we've brought up, too, when talking about matchups like this, where it's a qualifying matchup to get into a match at a PLE. As look out here, Robbie.
Oh!
To the back, covers in on Homer.
Just like a double shins there into that lower back on Homer. And second elimination, consecutive for Robbie.
Oh.
Look out!
Man, Robbie's going crazy in this matchup.
Robbie is flying all over the place. I don't know if he got all of that senton there. Oh, but Ernie tried to put a senton there on Shaggy as well. 4 men remain, only 2 of which have formerly held titles here in FWE. Shaggy, a former Tri-Wizard champion. Robbie, a former Intercontinental champion. Ernie's been a #1 contender. And Thanos has yet to get into the title picture here in FWE's. Big drop kick there by Shaggy on Robbie Gilvin, and all the action on the outside. As soon as I say that, Ernie back between the ropes courtesy of Thanos.
And Thanos has gone at it a few times, but Ernie, for the most part, I was about to say, has come out on the victorious exchange, but not that time.
Massive Uranagi, and oh, it may get worse for the Keebler Elf. Oh, but Robbie intercepts.
I'm not exactly sure who this sweet chin music's going to be targeted for.
Is it for, oh,
interrupted by Shaggy.
Doesn't matter.
Look at all this.
Paths crossing here. Shaggy with a shot there to the back of Thanos. I don't think that did much. If anything, I think it might have actually angered Thanos.
Shaggy
backstabber.
Really seem focused on who to target right now. Well, there's the cover on Robbie. Take out a 1.
Oh, what a release on that German suplex by Shaggy. And now what in the world is Shaggy Rogers thinking?
Superplex?
Or maybe Poison Rana, or maybe, maybe a Bulldog from the top rope. Oh, but then Robbie turns out his lights with a kick. Robbie looking for his 3rd elimination, and Shaggy out at 2.
That would have been a stunner. Shaggy just turned right around and immediately met the boot of Robbie out of nowhere. Now Robbie looking to put Thanos away.
Oh my gosh, how did he get the height on that kick? Sweet chin music on Thanos, and 3 straight eliminations for Gilvin.
Well, I can definitely pick a guaranteed favorite to win this matchup, but that doesn't exactly guarantee he's gonna win this matchup.
This is kind of reminding me of that qualifying matchup, that fatal 4-way we had on the women's side when Ursula ran the table. So far, Robbie is the only one to have an elimination. He's got 3. We're down to half the field now.
Not to imply that I'm scared of Thanos now, but now he's out of the matchup, so I can worry about my qualifying matchup
Right?
without seeing him
Yeah.
again.
You know what? I'll bet probably Raphael and Maui are pretty glad he's heading to the back as well.
And Robbie was standing ringside when I had my Iron Man match with Thanos all those months ago, so
That's true.
Robbie finally got to get in a few licks on Thanos there. Shaggy diving to the outside.
Gracious. Pulling out all the stops here in this qualifying matchup. And again, this is just for a shot to get to power-up. It's not guaranteed that once you get there, you're going to win that power-up briefcase. As X-Factor on the outside by Shaggy to Ernie. I believe that Shaggy may have actually been busted open at one point. I believe Ernie as well. Starting to see the wounds of battle here on all of these individuals.
Look at Shaggy go. Just tossing Robbie aside, and now a bulldog. I wouldn't count Shaggy out of this matchup either, but Robbie has definitely been the one with the more eliminations as Shaggy gets sent right to the ring post. Oh my gosh, Robbie. Talk about a man on a mission right now.
Gut punches followed by the uppercut there by Gilvin. Again, though, all this action on the outside doesn't count towards a pinfall or a submission for an elimination. Has to happen in the ring here, but you certainly can inflict an awful lot of damage here on the outside. Look out, Ernie coming our direction.
Smells like keyboard cookies over here all of a sudden. And I'm sure Robbie's not necessarily thinking about it either, but we've talked about it already in this matchup. He has that #1 contenders match this coming Saturday. So he can be pretty busy over the course of these next few weeks.
Certainly could.
Don't want to be wearing yourself out too much because you've got that title, that title opportunity, but still, you've got an opportunity to win a matchup like this. You definitely take that.
It's interesting too because, I was just thinking about the fact here for Robbie Gilvin, if he's able to advance to power up, if he's able to win that power up briefcase, we have never had an individual hold that thought. Double knees to the back. This is how he eliminated Homer. Is Robbie gonna go for his 4th elimination in this matchup?
Yes, he is.
This is crazy. And I was going to mention, we've never had an individual hold the Intercontinental Championship and the Tri-Wizard Championship. Why? Because only 3 individuals have ever held that title. Hades currently, Gilvin and Michael Norman formerly.
Robbie, if things keep going his way over the course of these next few weeks, we could be looking at the second person, after myself, of course, to hold 2 singles titles simultaneously.
Discus forearm takes Ernie down, and Robbie's making his way over to the corner. Oh! Might have been going for a running knee, but Ernie sidesteps it. Oh, and a backstabber!
Robbie might have left just a little bit too wide open of a window of opportunity. Oh, he reversed that.
Ernie might have been going for some type of a cutter there. Robbie able to break out of it. Oh, wait, hold on. Another double knees. Can Robbie run the table? Can he go 5 for 5 in eliminations? What a performance.
Here's your winner.
No idea where this version of Robbie came for, but it came at the perfect time. Goes 5 for 5 in eliminations, and we're going to be seeing him at Power Up.
It may be the best performance we've seen so far in a qualifying matchup, and may not get matched here leading up to the PLE. Gilvin, a dominant performance here in his qualifying matchup. He is headed to the Power Up PLE. And up next, 1 individual from the #1 contenders, 1 individual from the tag team champions go one-on-one here tonight.
this world, weighing in at 185 pounds, Anakin Skywalker.
Well, it was after the clash at Coruscant PLE, after Donatello and Leonardo successfully defended their tag team titles, the Republic came out and pretty much said they were going to be the #1 contenders. They made good on that promise. They get the Teenage Ninja Turtles at Power Up, but tonight, an opportunity for some bragging rights.
Express from Shangri-La, weighing in at 234 pounds, one half of the men's Superstar Tag Team Champions, Dawn.
Well, it's a chance at bragging rights for sure, Seth, but it's also a golden opportunity for these two to inflict a little bit of punishment on one another before the tag team title match. So if you're not competing in this matchup on either team, I think you want to kind of just keep a close eye on things, study the playbook a little bit, and prepare yourself as best as you possibly can for when the PLE comes around.
Ninja Turtles riding a bit of a high as of right now. Of course, we saw them win the tag team titles back from the Mario Brothers, making them only one of two teams to hold the tag team titles more than once. The other one, of course, being the former team of RJ Bishop and Nick Gunther, Team Vicious and Delicious. And then, of course, you've got Raphael, who's got that opportunity at Power Up qualifying for that matchup. So this team, Orient Express, seem to be firing on all cylinders here in this past month.
Definitely been a good resurgence for them, too, after they made their debut losing in the War Games match back in Infinity War Games against the Family. But obviously the Family, they've gone a much different direction since then. And the Ninja Turtles, I don't want to say necessarily not stuck together, but feels like all the tag team action right now has been with Leonardo and Donatello, while the other two are kind of focused on their own singles journey.
That's a great point. Kind of to your point, they kind of seem to be a unit, but kind of gone off on their own little tangents here. I mean, you know, maybe a better opportunity to bring more gold into the faction, as being kicked to the back of the head there by Anakin Skywalker. And you got to wonder here as well, you know, obviously this, as you said, it's an opportunity to inflict punishments, an opportunity to maybe have some momentum heading into that power-up matchup, as here's the cover and a kick out at 1, but you got to wonder just how anxious would potentially Leonardo there on the right side and over on our end of this ring, and Obi-Wan Kenobi out there, how anxious would they be to get involved in this matchup in some way?
I think it just depends on how this matchup plays out. If things get a little bit too out of hand, you might see them get involved, but I don't know. I wouldn't want to get involved.
Shot to the lower gut there by Donatello. Oh, and turns Anakin Skywalker inside out with that clothesline.
Shots from Anakin, trying to keep that momentum going in his favor. Now he'll jump off the middle rope. Moonsault connects and he goes into the cover.
Must be enough, and again another kick out at 1 by Donatello. Anakin starting to look a little frustrated there as he hits the mid-rope springboard moonsault. And I'm not certain if Donatello might have forgotten that this is a one-on-one match. It was like he was crawling to the corner looking for a tag.
I mean, they both went to their respective corners and asked their partners for a little bit of advice or something.
Anakin firmly in control here as Donatello makes it back up to his feet. As Anakin up against the ropes and looks like again going to try and lay in those knees. It's hard to tell if he's delivering them into the chest area or right up under the chin. Oh, and then a big boot. We know where that one landed.
Anakin is feeling that one. Need to use whatever kind of force healing powers that he has to try to regain his composure and get back in the matchup.
Donatello followed him to the outside, so the referee's count resets. Couple of debilitating knees to the midsection, and now both back inside of the ring here. Irish whipped off the ropes. kick to the gut, kick to the back of the head. And then just a straight forearm right in under the jaw, right in the cheekbone. Oh!
Oh!
Pele kick!
That came from out of nowhere.
Oh, and there's a massive kick!
Gosh.
Could that be enough to put Anakin away? A flurry of offense from Donatello will get it done.
Massive kicks were all it took. I mean, that first Pele kick came from absolutely out of nowhere. I think the message has definitely been sent as these two teams get ready to head into that tag team title match at Power Up.
If you're the challengers, you might want to rethink your strategy just a little bit. The champions with the momentum, as you said, with that PLE looming just a couple of weeks away. Up next, we saw the debut of Baymax as he, in a way, squashed Hercules. He gets the United States champion, Matt McIntyre, up next.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the family from Evansville, Indiana, weighing in at 192 pounds, the United States Champion, Matt McIntyre.
Well, it has been an incredible run as United States champion for Matt McIntyre. I would think he'd be coming out here with a little bit of a smile on his face, knowing that Ernie did not advance to Power Up, but nonetheless, he's got the task of Baymax here tonight. Now, Jack, when you made your return last week, you came out ringside with Baymax, and I don't think I'm being disingenuous in saying it was a squash match between him and Hercules. The match did not go any longer than 3 minutes. I mean, were you as surprised as just about everybody else at how quickly Baymax was able to put a powerhouse like Hercules away?
I think I was a little bit surprised by that. I didn't realize he was that powerful. I mean, I only trusted him to, help fix my backup after everything that had gone down in the Hell in a Cell match, so Baymax definitely going to be on some people's radars after how quickly he was able to win that matchup.
Gotta wonder what kind of hacks are on that fighting machine chip that Hero might have put inside of him. And after that kind of a performance, what's got to be going through the mind of Matt McIntyre here as he prepares for one-on-one action?
I'm not totally sure. Matt, though, definitely brave to step inside the ring with Baymax.
And his opponent from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 200 pounds,
You have to remember that Matt McIntyre is no stranger to going up against bigger individuals. He successfully defended his United States Championship at Paramount. He also won the United States Championship from Gaston. So we'll see if he's been able to do what limited homework one can do on Baymax in preparation for tonight's matchup.
Definitely. If there's anyone that you think could take Baymax down, it would probably be Matt McIntyre, but I say that as though I'm rooting for Baymax to take it down. I'm not. Obviously, the guy saved my life, for crying out loud, but curious to see how things play out from here.
See the size difference between the two here. Baymax towers over Matt McIntyre, but look at this. Wow!
Oh, man.
Full Nelson suplex takes Baymax down to the mat, and he got a 2 count. About what, 2-3 seconds into this match?
That would have been crazy if he was able to put Baymax away that quickly.
Baymax not really has he moved since that suplex. Now working on the arm here is Matt McIntyre. I mean, consider this fact. I mean, when you end up going up against a human being, you can target a body part, you can see physical pain. When you're going up against a robot, how do you know if you're winning or not?
I have no idea. Maybe if he's down for long enough, he doesn't get back up.
Impressive start here, though, from Matt McIntyre.
Standard one-on-one rules, so countouts and disqualifications will apply.
And on the arm there of Baymax. Now, obviously, as I said, very limited homework able to be done on Baymax since we didn't really get to see a whole lot of him in his debut match against Hercules. But one thing we do know is he's got that bear hug slam as one of his finishing maneuvers. You take away the arms, you take away those upper extremities, you maybe take away that part of his offense.
Baymax is getting in a ton of offense already now that they go ringside. Oh, man.
Don't they have a fight club in San Francisco?
They do, and Baymax will probably do pretty well with it as drives Matt into that ring post. Referee's at a 5 count. You got to be mindful.
Enziguri there by Matt. Getting dangerously close to that 10 count here. Someone could end up getting a count out victory as referee at a count of 8. Matt's back inside of the ring. Baymax back to his feet. Referee at 9, and Baymax just gets in.
Oh, Matt might have been taunting just a little bit too long. We get a reversal, though.
Yeah, you got to consider this as well. We obviously saw that incredible debut here by Baymax. Consider the possibility if Baymax is able to go 2-0, pick up a victory against Matt McIntyre, one would certainly have to wonder if that would put him in #1 contendership status for the United States title.
Yeah, especially if he is able to win this matchup. That was something I was going to talk about, actually, during the entrances, too, is that Matt McIntyre definitely would have probably a new challenger here if he can't win this matchup. Oh, man.
Tomahawk chop right to the top of the head. Oh, and look at this. Lifting him up, looking for white noise.
Oh, gosh. I mean, if Baymax wasn't a robot, he would be feeling that.
Surprisingly, not going for the cover on that white noise for Matt McIntyre. Maybe taking a little too much time here. Oh. Going for a submission, a sharpshooter submission on Baymax. Got it cinched in.
Had to let go. I mean, it was cinched in for a little bit, but you notice at least one of his feet was off the ground. I mean, it can be really hard to lock in a sharpshooter when you can't even get a firm footing on the ground.
Talk about the possibility of a victory for Baymax, putting him in the #1 contendership status. That's why tonight we have a title on the line. Immediately following this, it will be Autumn Brooks challenging Jessica Shelton for the FWE Women's Rotten to the Hardcore Championship. We saw Autumn Brooks pick up a pinfall victory over Jessica Shelton. And tonight looks for her first title belt here in FWE. Shelton, a 2-time Hardcore champion, and has successfully defended that title multiple times within the last couple of months, including on Christmas Day in that crazy fatal 4-way matchup. Suplex cover, shoulders down, or are they? That right shoulder looks a bit up off the mat. Didn't matter, Ernest Wright still counted the 2.
Well, the referee's discretion is final, but it did not really look like Baymax's shoulder was all the way down. Matt has done a very impressive job in this match so far.
Able to keep Baymax down, some high offense.
Oh.
Kick right to the gut, stunned him. Oh!
Oh, my.
Double
Matt
palm
wants to get
strike.
up.
Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. The bear hug. Does he deliver the slam, or is he just going to go maybe for the bear hug submission?
He's locking in the submission.
Trying to wear down the midsection of Matt McIntyre. Matt looked a little ragdoll there on the release.
What is Baymax thinking here? He's going to deliver Matt into the corner. Couple of knee strikes.
Southern Matt is out on his feet. He just slumped down against that bottom turnbuckle. Shot to the lower back, though. Matt still with some life.
Oh, we're going to go back and forth.
I don't know if you want to do this with a robot.
Well, credit to Matt for feeling brave enough, but Baymax is, so far, I guess we could say he's a different breed.
Gosh, listen to these shots. People in the cheap seats can hear it.
Oh, Matt might have been busted open by that last one.
Oh my gosh, what a back fist.
Matt's in all kind of trouble right now.
Might not want to turn around. There it is. The bear hug slam. This is what put Hercules away last week. Cover in by Baymax on the United States champion, and Baymax remains undefeated.
Here is your winner,
What a showing, what a domination by Baymax. You have to wonder, too, not like you mentioned earlier, Seth, this might now put him in conversations for being the #1 contender for the United States title.
Well, it certainly wasn't quite the squash match that we saw when he took on Hercules. Matt McIntyre took Baymax to the limit. But yes, you would certainly have to think that this victory puts him in the forefront of maybe getting a shot at that United States title. Speaking of getting a title shot, up next, Women's Hardcore Championship on the line. Jessica Shelton versus Autumn Brooks. It's the only title on the line here tonight. You heard our ring announcer Mike Rome mention no holds barred as is typical in hardcore rules. Autumn Brooks looking to make history to get her first championship here in FWE. She's been in the conversation numerous times, ended up twice losing in an effort against then Universal Champion Elizabeth Swann. We saw her eventually bring Jessica Shelton to FWE, teamed up with her at Paramount to take on the Disney Queens, Belle and Rapunzel, for the tag team titles. Unsuccessful. Could tonight be an opportunity for her to finally get a belt with the Hardcore Championship?
I mean, I feel like Autumn has definitely been one of the more aggressive competitors in terms of trying for a championship opportunity. I mean, this is a person who we saw lose a one-on-one match for the Women's World Championship back at the Royal Brawl, and when she lost that matchup, she immediately put herself into the Women's Royal Rumble match. So Autumn has definitely proven that she's willing to do whatever it takes. It almost feels fitting that the hardcore title is what's on the line here tonight.
Not sure if it means anything, but already this evening, her partners of the Rockers, Anthony McCurry and Cole Eastwood, a losing effort tonight. Don't know if that's going to trend towards the success of Autumn Brooks here this evening, but she's going to have to take on one formidable opponent, Jessica Shelton, two-time hardcore champion. And where do we start with Jess and this title belt? I guess maybe we could go back to that feud she had with Harley Quinn. We saw the initiation of the Gotham Rules type matchup. We saw her lose the title to Wonder Woman, won it back from the Amazon, and then of course, I think maybe the defining matchup for Jessica Shelton was when she put it on the line in a fatal four-way Iron Woman match on Christmas Day. And let's be honest, she dominated that matchup. I think Black Widow was the only other person that had a pinfall or submission. She only had one.
It definitely matchup that determined that Jess was one of the most dominant champions, I'd say, that we have here in FWE, especially when it comes to that women's hardcore title. So I almost wonder if she wasn't involved with this title, maybe even think about going for a Universal Championship opportunity if you're Jess. That's going to have to wait until we see what happens here tonight.
Of course, as well, Autumn Brooks getting this title opportunity, holding a pinfall victory over Jessica Shelton. I'll ask you a question about how that can affect the mentality of the champion coming into this matchup here in just a moment. But let's go down ringside for announcements.
Introducing the challenger from Richmond, Virginia, Awesome Brooks. And her opponent from Columbia, South Carolina, the Women's Hardcore Champion, Jessica Shelton.
Jessica Shelton, no stranger to defending that hardcore title. Now, I'll ask you here in terms of momentum on either side, we have to remember that the matchup where Autumn got the pinfall victory over Jess, the title was not on the line, and it was a normal one-on-one matchup. Jess is very well versed in hardcore type rules, as obviously noticed with the lengthy title reigns that she has had. Does that, in a way, if you're the champion, negate the momentum Autumn Brooks has coming into this matchup?
It could. I'm not going to say it won't, but at the same time, I feel like if you have in the back of your mind the thought that I've already beaten you before, I can do that again, that thought can linger if you're on the losing end of that, if you've lost the first encounter with your challenger.
Saw Autumn playing to the crowd here. That kind of makes me remember back, we mentioned those couple of shots she had at the Universal Championship when Elizabeth Swan held the title and made a couple of, need I say, rookie mistakes, kind of playing to the crowd, taking too much time, leaving windows of opportunity open. We saw it right there out of the gate. I almost wonder if that may come back to bite her. I would have thought that after all this time, maybe not, would kind of learned, had the experience now of not doing that, but apparently not the case.
You're going to have to learn one way or another. It's the only way you're going to have a championship belt around your waist when it's all said and done.
There's a no-holds-barred match, means that there are no countouts or disqualifications. The pinfall submission do have to take place inside of the ring, but these two women could fight all over this arena if they so chose.
They could fight into the parking lot for all we care.
Oh, guillotined on the top rope. And the landing was not good for Autumn Brooks.
A pretty brutal move to be on the receiving end of. It hurts your throat when you get hit against that top rope, as here comes a table. And then you get thrown down into the floor ringside as just kind of threw that table at Autumn. I'm not really sure it had as strong of an effect as she would have wanted, but if anybody lands or falls onto that table, that could be a pretty brutal landing.
Autumn delivers the champion back in between the ropes. Now Autumn going to go underneath the ring to try and find a weapon. That's a shovel.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa, look out.
I feel like we should...
tables, but just already brought one out. Oh! I'm pretty sure the back of Autumn's head hit the back of that ladder, and somehow only a 1 count. Did you see the look on Jess's face?
I have no idea how she was able to kick out a win there.
I mean, that was the back of cranium meeting steel, not just the ring itself.
That's an unforgiving landing onto the top part of that shovel. Oh, that kicks from Jess. Oh, lights out.
Reverse roundhouse kick. And I'm not sure what Jess is going for here in a no-holds-barred match. There are no rope breaks, so she could have gone for the cover. Instead, going to try and lock in that octopus submission. And look where how Autumn is positioned on that shovel as well.
His head being driven right into that steel top part of the shovel.
I believe Jess released the hold on that submission there. Don't think Autumn was able to escape it, and now Jess has got a steel chair. More metal delivered to the body of Autumn Brooks.
so far, but oh, she gets dropped onto the back of the chair.
Landings have not been good for either of these two women. Hardcore title on the line, cover here by Autumn on Jess, and only a 1 count.
That's a pretty demoralizing feeling. Only able to get a 1 count after all that offense.
Autumn able to duck that offense, delivers a clothesline of her own. Oh, look at this, chicken wing submission on Jess. Jessica Shelton, very well known for her submission game there, that octopus lock, the Oscar lock, but we've also seen Autumn bring that chicken wing submission into her repertoire.
That we have, but it was just that one back elbow from Jess. That was all it took to break out of that submission hold, and now Autumn's in a pretty precarious spot. She's been on the receiving end of a lot of these weapon attacks, so I feel like Jess feels that... Oh, she dodged that one. I was going to say, Jess probably feels like she's one big attack away from being able to end it.
The big knees, and Autumn is down again, just with time to go underneath the ring, and now kendo stick in hand.
Just to make it hurt even more. Couldn't quite find the hold, though, and now...
Again, chicken wing locked in. Submission maneuver in the center of the ring, but Autumn's lower back is against that wooden portion, the wooden handle of the shovel too, so I would have to think, while you're dishing out pain, that can't be too comfortable.
Oh man, no, it can definitely hurt in the back as the cover is in for a new champion.
Whoa!
That came out of absolutely nowhere.
Here is your winner, and new Women's Hardcore Champion, Awesome Brooks.
Well, in the blink of an eye, we have a new Women's Hardcore Champion for the first time in her career. Autumn Brooks holds championship gold here in FWE.
That definitely caught both of us by surprise, but our main event coming up next, we're going to determine the next entrant for the Women's Power Up ladder match.
Well, indeed, on March 19th, we will be coming to you live.
The following contest is an elimination match. Making her way to the ring from the city of Atlantis, Kid.
Did not mean to cut off our ring announcer Mike Rome, but you will be seeing live our next PLE at Power Up, where 6 men and 6 women will fight for the opportunity to retrieve the Power Up briefcases, which guarantee you a guaranteed title match anytime, any place for up to a year. We know 2 women that have already qualified, that being, of course, Susan Storm in that triple threat match, and then this past Saturday night, Moana entering into the field. We're about to know who the 3rd participant will be here in just a few moments.
We will. We're going to have another 6-pack eliminator match coming our way, but I feel like you and I are still kind of reeling from what we just saw unfold.
Yeah. I mean, a hush fell over this arena as Autumn Brooks was able to topple Jessica Shelton and is the new Women's Hardcore Champion. Kita's teammate at Disney Strong Style, the female fighting champion Esmeralda. Kita would love to be able to win the briefcase and get a title opportunity of her own. So would this individual. Snow White has not had all that many matchups here in FWE. We talk about all the time. You put it on the same level as a Royal Rumble win. If you're able to win the Power Up briefcase, it is a career changer. That could be the case for Snow White if she's able to win this evening.
Absolutely could. I keep saying it. It puts you in the back of every single champion's head. I mean, Autumn just won this title, but now all of a sudden she's got to keep her head on a swivel because somebody could try to cash in on her, whoever wins this matchup.
One will certainly have to wonder, too, will we see a woman tonight run the gauntlet like Robbie Gilvin did earlier on this evening, eliminated all 5 of his opponents in his qualifying matchup to advance to Power Up.
And representing Havoc from New York, the Psycho Harley Quinn.
To be perfectly honest with you, Seth, I doubt we're going to see anything like what Robbie just did. That really, to see somebody have all 5 eliminations in a 6-pack eliminator match, it's unprecedented in my opinion. I don't think we're ever going to see anybody do anything like that again, but I mean, the thought of being the next person to do that could definitely motivate some of the participants in this matchup.
Harley Quinn, a former 2-time female fighting champion. She's also a former hardcore champion. We saw that title belt change hands just moments ago. Guess who else is a former hardcore champion? The woman that won the inaugural Power Up briefcase, Elizabeth Swann. So, with having the hardcore background, could that give Harley Quinn an advantage?
Very well could, and I mean, we talk about a no DQ in this matchup, so this could be one of the more familiar match types for her in a sense.
And representing the Disciples of Darkness from the pits of hell, the Manifestation.
Maleficent, of course, the counterpart of Hades. We're going to see Hades defend his Intercontinental Championship at Power Up. We're yet to know exactly who it's going to be against. That number 1 contendership will be determined this Saturday night. Dylan Pote versus Robbie Gilvin. But to kind of talk about another unknown that we haven't seen in the ring all that much in Maleficent, could be a breakout matchup for her here tonight.
Absolutely could be. I mean, we've seen her a handful of times, but never really in as big of an opportunity as this.
Had a great run with Hades in the Fairly Odd Partners Challenge.
And representing the Outsiders, 10,000 years, the taking the net.
And obviously, I hate to beat a dead horse. I know we've talked about this before, but we've yet to really see Jasmine break out. She's the only member of the Disney Queens that has not held formerly or currently a title. Mulan is a former Universal Champion, a 2-time champion in Ariel, and of course, Rapunzel and Belle, former tag team champions. Jasmine has been the outlier. If she could advance here tonight, win that Power Up briefcase, that might solidify her not really being called the weak link of the group.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those situations where she's going to be a little bit extra motivated to win this matchup considering what else has gone on in her faction.
And representing the Bad Girls from out of this world, the Unrelenting.
Nebula, one half of the Daughters of Thanos, no stranger to championship gold, a former tag team champion with her sister Gamora, as well as a former female fighting champion, a 2-time female fighting champion here in FWE. We've yet to see her get into the Universal Championship picture, but then again, as you said, Jack, if you go to Power Up, you win the briefcase, we may not necessarily see whoever the briefcase holders are cash in on the top champion, whether it be the Triwizard Champion on the men's side or the Universal Champion on the women's side. You could team up with a partner, get a tag team title shot. You can fight for one of the mid-card titles. The choice is entirely up to you when you've got that briefcase in your possession.
And that's why you can catch anybody off guard. You can cash in when somebody's least expecting it. It can happen in the middle of a match, for crying out loud. You can turn a one-on-one into a triple threat, as we got a cover here by Jasmine. And Kita kicked out at 1.
Well, you got to think that maybe for Jasmine, it would be sweet redemption for her as a representative of the Disney Queens if she was able to eliminate a member of Disney Strong Style. Remember, Kita and Esmeralda are the reason that the title belts are no longer around the waists of the Disney Queens.
And they got suckered into, Disney Queens did, they got suckered into that challenge, that impromptu tag team title match out of absolutely nowhere. Oh my goodness,
Wow.
candlestick duel there in the corner.
And Maleficent won.
I don't know if she's ever had any sword fighting experience in the past, but that might have helped. Cover was in the middle of the ring here. Stick out at 1 by
Forearm
Snow White.
there off the ropes there. A lot of momentum behind that shot from Nebula. Nearly put Snow White away. You see up there on the top right of your screen, we already documented Susan Storm and Moana have advanced into that ladder match at Power Up for a chance to fight for the Power Up briefcase. Third individual going to be determined here tonight. And of course, in the upcoming weeks, we will be getting the second half of both the men's and the women's field determined beginning this Saturday night, 7 p.m. Eastern on FWE Extra.
Time that I need to apparently put in my calendar because I'm going to be in one of those qualifying matchups.
That is correct. DDT there from Nebula to Harley Quinn, a couple of former female fighting champions going at it here in the center of the ring. I'm kind of surprised Ernest Wright, now he turns his attention. Again, much like we've been talking about, what happens outside the ring doesn't matter in terms of an elimination. So the fact Ernest was looking at what was happening out there while Nebula and Harley Quinn were inside the ring, a little negligent there by our referee. Oh, look out!
Oh, look out. There's our weekly dose of flying chair.
I'm still trying to get a mandate that anybody in the first 3 rows has to wear a helmet. Oh!
Oh, my.
Almost a modified BFT of some kind there by Harley Quinn.
This is a submission on the outside of the ring. It's not going to do anything but wear out Snow White, though.
Whoa, went for the Superman punch, did Nebula. Little sidestep there from Harley Quinn, not able to avoid that disaster kick, though.
Cover is in. Kick out at 1. I think it took Ernest Wright just a little bit too long to start counting.
One issue sometimes with multi-man, or in this case multi-woman matchups, is there's so much humanity inside the ring. Referee has to make sure he gets to just the right spot to know if the shoulders are down before beginning the 3 count, and that little bit of extra time spent is enough time maybe for the individual who's pinned to recover. As Keto with a spinning forearm and then gets shot in the back of the head with a steel chair from Harley Quinn.
Another point that I'm going to bring up as well is that when there are 6 women in the matchup, a lot of moves can get interrupted. I saw a handful of moves getting interrupted about a minute ago. So everybody, you think you're on the pathway to landing some kind of running attack with like an opponent, and then somebody else appears right in your way and completely stalls out your momentum.
Your point, not a lot of room to maneuver. Kind of similar to a Royal Rumble match too, where you end up wanting to deliver offense, but usually the ring's quite crowded. Kita laying in some shots there to Harley Quinn. Big knee to the side of the head of Snow White. And a DDT on the outside by Jasmine.
I get the sense that this matchup is once again trending towards one of those where we're going to see no eliminations for quite a while. Might see one right here.
Cover here on Kita by Nebula. With a kick out.
To finish that point, we might see another one of these matchups where there won't be an elimination for quite a little while, but then as soon as we see one, we're going to see many. Oh my, big knee drop there by Nebula. It looked like she had a lot of ground to cover. Shoulders are down, cover is in.
Is that going to be enough? And no, again, only a 1 count there on Kita. Whoa!
Oh!
Boy, did that back fist. Was able to duck underneath. It was Kita. Little knee lift there up underneath the chin of Nebula, and now has Nebula up. What is she thinking? Brings her down. And now looking to lock in the, looks like a Rings of Saturn submission. Nebula able to fight out of it. Very smart. Was able to shift the hips, got the shoulders down on Kita, forcing her to break the hold.
I don't know if that was necessarily a sling blade of some sort by Jasmine, but she landed some nice offense there just now.
Obviously, we don't know all of the participants that are going to be in the upcoming qualifying matchups for both the men's and the women's side here. But I look at the scenario of what we had earlier on tonight. I look at the scenario here. Susan Storm's advanced, Moana's advanced. I look at the 6 women in this matchup. There's really been, so far in these qualifying matchups, and based off of who's advanced so far, really been no scenarios going into power-up where you can see anybody willing to work with each other. No members of the same faction, no alliances that we've seen at certain points here in FWE. It is truly looking so far like it's going to be every man and woman for themselves.
And I mean, at the end of the day, that's what the prize on the line means to everybody. I mean, you have that guaranteed title shot in your back pocket whenever and wherever you want it. It's worth all of this. So I think everyone's kind of determining that business comes first here in these matchups. Whether or not you have an alliance that you can work with.
Maleficent just deposit back into the ring. Kita took a lot of time by her lonesome, regaining some strength there.
Harley Quinn on the outside too, just standing there mocking everybody that she has laid out in front of her. Look at that move.
Gracious.
Oh my.
I think Maleficent was going not only for that snap suplex off the ropes, but also trying to drop kick somebody on the outside.
That wasn't her intent. It definitely didn't look like it.
Just saw Harley Quinn hit that spike DDT on Nebula on the outside. We've seen her hit that numerous times. I think back to those Gotham Rules matchups she had with Jessica Shelton. Hardcore title as gets met there with almost a modified Claymore there by Maleficent, and then a drop kick from Snow White.
Definitely cannot say I've seen a Claymore like that before. Just wrenching on the arm is Snow White, but you got to keep an eye out. Another one of those kind of modified Claymore-ish type attacks.
I can't tell if it's a Claymore or almost kind of like a Psycho knee.
Either way, it's effective.
It certainly is. See Jasmine there, it's like she wants to get involved and more than willing to let Maleficent do some dirty work here, trying to pick her moment.
And the cover's going to be in on Jasmine.
Kick out at 1.
I'm going to say Jasmine might not have been the
delivered a
target
drop
you go
kick,
for.
but it almost looked like it took as much out of her, if not more, than it did Maleficent. And that's why Maleficent went into the cover. That was odd.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're going to go into a cover on anyone, you should probably try to catch Harley Quinn before she rolled out of the ring, as we got a submission locked in here.
Code of Silence by Kita on Maleficent, and Maleficent able to get that left shoulder free to break up that submission hold. And all of a sudden, the ring's gotten awfully crowded again.
They've definitely gone into overtime here. I feel like one big move is going to be all it takes, and then the floodgate's going to be open. There's a cover. Maleficent is out of it.
You have to wonder if maybe that Code of Silence wore Maleficent down enough. Maleficent is gone. We're down to 5.
We had a pinfall broken up.
We also have some kind of a leg lock there by Snow White on Harley Quinn, who's able to get out of it. Oh, wow! Big move there by Nebula. The back of Kita's neck down on the knee.
Oh!
Big chop, and now natural selection by Snow White on Harley Quinn.
Only went for a kick and it didn't connect, and that might cost her.
Cover is in by Snow White, and Harley kicks out at 2.
My. Spinning elbow there from Nebula, sorry.
Snow White is down. And Snow White is eliminated. One shot from Nebula, all it took. And again, that goes back to what we've talked about so many times. You hit a big move, you turn around, somebody's there to deliver a big move to you. Just when it looks like your wheels are rolling, all of a sudden it comes to a full halt. Superman punch
connects.
Nebula looking for her second elimination here of this match, and she will put away Harley Quinn. We're down to 3.
In the blink of an eye. All it took was that first elimination, and now the floodgates are open.
bear in mind, as we mentioned, Nebula is a former two-time female fighting champion. Those were multi-woman matchups. Now, granted, I believe both of the matchups that Nebula ended up winning that title in, they were battle royals. Certainly a far cry different from this type of a matchup here, but multi-woman matchup nonetheless. With that being said, having maybe that experience of being able to keep her head on a swivel, that's maybe why we're seeing this kind of surge of dominance in these later stages.
Very well could be the case.
Jasmine still in this. Kita as well. Two women that have yet to hold championship gold here in FWE in terms of a singles title. Kita, a former tag team champion.
Big running knee there too, so Kita's standing tall for the moment. Might be thinking about looking for another kind of weapon to bring into this one. Oh, she turns around, changes her mind.
I think better of that here is laying in. Wow.
Oh.
The knees, the kicks, the back fists.
And landing onto the steel chair for good measure.
Look
out!
out! Clothesline to the back of the neck, takes down Kita face first into the floor.
Great spot right now, but she has to capitalize on it.
One of these three women will be going to the Power Up PLE on March 19th. Half of our field will be determined here tonight. Who's going to join Susan Storm and Moana?
Again, Nebula standing tall for the moment. She gets one of her opponents back into the ring. Oh, went for a knee drop. It didn't connect.
Oh, drop kick there, and Nebula's head might have actually bounced off the ring apron. Clear the deck!
Oh!
It's hard to tell. I think Jasmine might have actually swatted Kita away. I think Kita felt the full brunt of the floor.
She kind of was able to sidestep it at the last possible moment. All three competitors were down for a brief moment, and now it really feels like we're in the territory where one big move inside the ring is going to be all it takes, as there are those repeated kicks to the head from Jasmine to Nebula.
Now Jasmine in between the ropes here.
Oh,
and immediately back outside of the ring.
I don't think these people care that the pinfall or submission has to happen inside the ring. Most of this fight's been happening right here on the other side of the stage, or the side of the ringside area next to the stage, so at some point you got to get everything back inside the ropes.
Gosh! It's almost like getting blindsided there as Nebula came around the corner and delivered the knee to Jasmine, then bounced off of the ring post.
Oh my!
I believe that was on the kendo stick.
I think so. I mean, the offense has certainly picked up.
So far in this matchup, Harley Quinn, Snow White, and Maleficent have been eliminated. Nebula with 2 of those eliminations. Oh, but now gets hit with a float over stunner by Jasmine, and Jasmine now standing tall. It seems like the momentum constantly has been shifting. One of these 3 women always seem to be standing with the other 2 on the ground, but it's never the same person twice in a row.
Just like that, 2 women are inside the ring now, all 3. Now finally, we're in a territory where these big moves can be all it takes to put somebody away.
Jasmine with the drop kick there to the lower back of Kita, looking to eliminate one half of Disney Strong Style, and does not get the 3.
She can't believe it. Neither can I, to be honest.
Oh, the phone hits the rose plant. That could be enough to eliminate Nebula. Cover is in, and we're down to 2. How apropos, a member of the Disney Queens and a member of Disney Strong Style.
Very, very fitting to determine who is going to be our 3rd competitor in the Women's Power Up ladder match. Just massive implications here.
And again, the action spilling to the outside here as Kita applying in that submission on the left arm of Jasmine, follows it up with the double knees to the back. Maybe feeling that the time is drawing nigh for Jasmine.
Yeah, this is basically going to be the end of it. Whoever lands the next big move, I would say, is going to win this match.
Hurricane Rana into the cover. The pin is in. Jasmine looking to advance, and Kita slips out at 2.
Just barely managed to slip out of that cover, and now I thought Jasmine was thinking about bringing in another weapon. Instead, they grappled over her opponent.
Oh, might be looking for that rose plant again. Spikes Kita, that's gotta be it.
Surely
Jasmine
that's it.
to go to power up. She'll do it.
That is a massive win for Jasmine. Not when you're just talking about in terms of qualifying for the ladder match, but also in terms of her momentum going forward in general.
Well, it's not a guaranteed title shot, but it is at least a first step in the right direction for the representative of the Disney Queens that is yet to hold championship gold. Jasmine will join Susan Storm and Moana on March 19th at Power Up. Thank you all for tuning into our coverage here tonight. We'll see you this Saturday night for FWE Extra as we draw closer to our Power Up PLE.